What's good, football fans? Back at you with another video. I think the main question mark that I have following the draft is definitely, the offensive line. Do they have enough to head into the season and protect your rookie quarterback? Obviously, that's a question that we're going to have to wait to see the answer on. But I do believe that they're going to be kind of sniffing around to see if there's any deals out there. One thing maybe to keep an eye on, and I know that this might be a long shot because they've already come out and kind of directly addressed this. But then, of course, drafting Johnny Newton makes it look like maybe they weren't telling us the whole story, which should they really tell us the whole story at this point? But Jonathan Allen could quite possibly end up being a guy who could be a trade piece. I mean, after this year, I don't think there's a whole lot of... Actually, I don't think there's any guaranteed money left on his contract after this season. I mean, if the team were to look to trade him now, it would cost them $6 million in dead cap, but they would free up almost $15 million in actual cap space. Just something to think about, because Allen's fully guaranteed money has now ran out. And to think about this just a couple of years ago would have been something that nobody would have wanted to be in a conversation or would have never thought they'd been in that conversation ever. But now, after him showing a little bit of being disgruntled last year, who knows the way that this one could swing. Maybe they can find somebody out there that's looking to deal a left tackle and Jonathan Allen ends up becoming a trade piece. Who knows? But what we do know is that that piece of business is not finished yet. They left the 2024 draft with tackle still being a major question mark. Yes, they have some prospects at the position now that they could work into the mix. And yes, they may have one answer to the equation, but they don't have the overall answer to the whole setup. I feel like we left last year with really Cosme as the only guy on that line that really we could have any faith in. But to me, Lucas is not a guy that we really want to depend on at, I believe he's like 34 years old now. We don't want to be depending on Cornelius Lucas for a 17-game season. He's also had his issues getting beat around the edge as well, which is why they didn't have him starting at that spot to begin with. I mean, think about it. If Rivera could have patched a hole with Lucas and kept him there, don't you think he would have done it and kept him there? I mean, last year Rivera was so damn desperate that he would have done anything to try to get that team to win. But I love having Lucas as a guy. If we have an injury, he can come in and play that afternoon, maybe even, suit up the next week if he needs to. He did pretty good down the stretch a couple different times in a couple different seasons now. But I don't want him to be the guy. And I don't think that the guys building this team really want that either. So that's a situation to kind of keep an eye on. And I know somebody out there is going to say, well, we still have Andrew Wiley. Yes, we still have Andrew Wiley. And the team is kind of sucked into that contract. They have to pay him. There's no choice in the matter. I seriously wonder why they gave him the deal that they did, especially a player that is a better guard, in my opinion, than ever was tackle. So we'll just see how this all works out. In a perfect world, I would shift him in and move some people around. We don't know where Coleman's going to play in. In that perfect world, though, he would play left tackle, and maybe we could try to find a right tackle to try to, cause this to not be an issue any longer. I never like to say, oh, well, a young guy might be the answer, but at some point, when you haven't put any effort or time into that position, some points you don't really have a choice. It just turns out that there's several positions right there, and the most important part of an offense right there, the front of it, that have been left to just basically rot on the vine. But I have faith that Adam Peters has a plan in place and that he's trying to make this work for them. We already know what kind of options they have in free agency, and they're not the greatest. Basically, it'd be somebody that all 32 teams have already passed over and thought wasn't a starter. I do not believe that they're done trying to better the roster, though. So if somebody gets cut or dropped or whatever the case may be, look for maybe Washington to bring them in. I don't know. I mean, crazier things have happened, right? At any rate, I'm going to be going through a lot of film here in the coming week, 2, 3 weeks. It's going to take me some time to get through all of the film, but I'm definitely going to be dropping, maybe shorts here, maybe a 2 or 3, 4 minute long video there. When I see things in the film, I'm definitely going to be making some smaller, shorter videos along the way. So keep an eye out for those. And for those of you that haven't already, reach up there and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a single dime, but it definitely helps the channel out in the long run. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. Y'all take it easy. Peace.